Hello, fellow heroes. It is I, CHIMA! And it's been like maybe like a bajillion years, a quadrillion years since I've done like a ramble, like a little debrief. So I figured that for today I would do one. I'd finally do one, like yippee, finally! After so long, the non-weighted, long-awaited debrief. But I think had said before, right? I was like, I don't really know what to talk about when it comes to debrief, but there has been a topic that's been on like my mind recently. I don't know why, but I just think it's just so like I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, the topic is love. It's love. That's the topic of today is love. Um And you might be wondering, like, oh, why are you so intrigued with love? And it's because, honestly, I think love is like, just in general, is just so fascinating to me. And I think it's because, like, if you want to know, like, my personal stance on love and relationships and that kind of stuff, it's that I think the conclusion that I made, after like living on this earth for as long as I have, is that I'm not really into like I like the feeling of being in love, but anything more than that I'm not interested in, like relationships. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'd say I have commitment issues, but not in the sense of like secretly Chima's actually a serial cheater or anything like that. That's nothing like that. No. It's I get anxiety. That's what happens. I get in a relationship, I get anxiety from it, and I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I don't like this anymore. I feel anxious about it. And so it makes me end up not liking being in the relationship anymore. And so that's kind of how my stance is on it. But I'm also on the stance of like, I just love seeing people in love, Like, it makes me so happy when I just see couples being cute and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. Like, ah. And whenever my friends get in relationships and they're really happy, like, I have a friend who was the prime example of like a doomer. Like, the bro was depressed. He was sad upon sad. And then he got a girlfriend. And the way he gushes about her and loves her, it's the cutest thing in the world. I love it. Even though I make jokes sometimes at his expense, like, oh, look at you, Mr. Doomer guy. Oh, you were over here wanting nothing more than to, And now you're all sweet on your girlfriend. I think that's really sweet. I'm really happy for him. And I feel like there's a very varying levels of love. Like the thing that I described, that's just very like on the romantic level. I have a ton of love for my friends, and I feel like I so very easily say that, oh yeah, I love my friends. I love them all so much. Like, oh, they're all so beautiful and stuff like that. But then I think about a one time where there was somebody who I was friends with, and they helped me out in a game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, I love you. And they're like, huh? That's a strong word. You shouldn't really be saying that so easily. And that got me thinking too of like, I guess different people kind of view love differently too. Because yeah, like I said earlier, like for me there's many types of loves, and it's all of varying levels. But then for some people it's a very like a one note thing, like it's something you save and reserve for special occasions. Like sometimes you have people with parents who are like, oh yeah, my parents don't really tell me they love me that often, but from their actions, that's how they show their love. And that's like how it is, Some people can't say it, some people can't show it, but in some ways, if someone cares about you, it'll be shown one way or another, That's what I think. That's what I believe. And that's why I think love is such a beautiful thing. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so lovely and amazing. And then I just love love. I don't know what to say. It's so cute. I love seeing people in love. Oh, but you wanna know one thing that kind of like is interesting to me is like seeing what's it called, like the boyfriend girlfriend experience people, because I've been getting into like the because what is it? I've been getting into the VTubing scene for like maybe a like in this past year, I'd say that's when I really got into like the VTubing scene, you know? Um Before that, I think my surface level knowledge was like watching Kenji, and that's it. So now I'm a lot more, you know, now I'm a lot more like in like looking in the scene and being like, whoa, with like a little magnifying glass, like that's so neat. And so I say that because I was like, that's where I learned about like the boyfriend girlfriend experience thing that some VTubers do, and I think that's pretty interesting. I think using love and receiving love in such a way, I feel like on one hand, I don't really think that's a problem, you know? Like, just some people don't really get love, you know? And something like that is a nice way to actually get it and feel something, and it feels nice and warm. I guess the only problem I would have with it is like if people kind of use that for ill intentions, like say for example there was that one VTuber who got caught, who turned out to be like a psycho. I think it turned out to be like a they turned out to be a bit kooky, and they were doing that whole girlfriend experience just to get like people to buy them things, and like essentially like a little army, if you would. And I think doing something like that for those intentions feels kind of scummy to me, even though you could argue like, oh, at the end of the day it's like a job, you know. And I get that, but but I guess in that example with that person, they treated them more like a piggy bank instead of like, oh yeah, these are my like fans, you know. Like, no, it was more this, they're my cash cows and my army. But I feel like as long as they treat the person on the other end like not like dookie, but also, you know, keeping remembrance of like, what's the term? Making sure that there is no parasocial. I mean, in a situation like that, you can't like help it, but like, what I mean is, as long as they don't, I guess in a situation like that, it is kind of hard not to be parasocial, honestly. Because I'm thinking on it, and I'm like, I would hope that the people who are doing these things are not doing it, you know, because it's like a honk honk quick piggy bank thing, even though I think that might be the case for a lot of them. Which, again, no hate. It's a job. Do what you gotta do. I respect everybody's right to earn money their own way, as long as it's not hurting anybody. But it's just so interesting. Because then what do you do when you have like these parasocial people, you know? Because even with normal VTubers, it's like you can't... It's a toxic kind of love, you know? And it's not good, and it's not healthy. And, you know, these normal VTubers are trying their best not to have like these parasocial weirdos. But when you do like this kind of boyfriend-girlfriend experience, like you can't help but have like those parasocial people, no matter how hard you try. And it's like... That's scary though. Oh my god. That was a whole side tangent. That was a whole side tangent. Another thing too that I like heard when it comes to like love and stuff is that like the dating scene isn't great, is what I heard. I don't know. This really is like a ramble right now. I don't know, it's because it's been on my mind for like a second. No, I think the topic of love has been on my mind for a second, but everything else that's like come after that is like just things that come to my mind because of it. I don't know. I think about love, and I think love can also be pretty toxic, though, you know? And I feel like that's so obvious, but like, and it really, I feel like should be more obvious to some people, but to some people it's just not. Like, you can be in love with somebody and they can treat you like dukes, and you're like, well, I love them so much and I don't think I can do any better without them. I think that's really sad. I think if you're in a relationship, or just in any sort of like relationship with people where it's like you're being hurt, but you're telling yourself, oh, but they love me, this is their love. That's not love, you know? Love is something sweet and nice, and it makes you feel good, you know? And you feel yourself smiling, and you feel your heart like getting little tickles and stuff like that. What I love about being in love is kind of just the happiness it gives me. It makes me appreciate the person. So for me, love is like this warm, tickly feeling, you know? It makes me happy. It makes me want to see the person more, you know, and be around them, and just want to enjoying being with them. But if you start getting hurt from that love, but keep telling yourself that it's love, I think love shouldn't come with pain, you know? You shouldn't be feeling hurt when you're in love. And I think the only times it's kind of okay to be hurt in love is when you're rejected, you know? Is when that rejection comes, and it's like, it hurts. It hurts, but I'm a firm believer of the fact, like, aren't you glad that you at least got to know what it felt like to be in love? And that might be, like, optimistic of me to say, because my mindset is that I'm glad to have just felt that love. I think more people should have that stance, though. You know? The stance of, doesn't it feel nice to just know that you cared about this person so much in your heart, and it felt nice and you felt happy? And although it may not have gone your way in the end, at least you got to experience it. And you know, the obvious hopefully that hopefully they let you down easy, because I know there's those memes of like, the worst she can say is no, and it's like whole thing. I hope that doesn't happen to anybody who's listening to this or watching this video. Crazy. You don't, all you get is a, I'm sorry, but no thank you. Like, I appreciate it so much, but, and not a, ew, you like me. So crazy. But yeah, I think though, yeah, love shouldn't be painful, and you shouldn't feel like, you know, you have to take the pain to receive this love. Because if you're receiving pain with love, then I don't think they cancel each other out, essentially. Like, you're getting nothing from that. If you're getting hurt, all you're receiving is hurt. If you're getting love, all you're receiving is love. If you're getting both, it cancels each other out, you know? Simple as that. I don't think anyone should subject themselves to it. No matter if like, oh, but I've been in this relationship for like a couple years and I don't want to waste my time. But then think about how much hurt you're gonna get, and it's like, you shouldn't put yourself in that situation. Treat yourself better, because that person won't treat you any better, essentially, is my mindset. And you shouldn't be getting upset if you get rejected, you know, either. Like, I was saying, like, the whole little yoke of the worst you can say is no, but the worst you can do is, like, at least he won't react X, Y, or Z. Don't react X, Y, or Z. Don't get mad or upset because somebody didn't return your feelings. That's like, that's criminal. That's weird. Because like, imagine you're like friends with somebody and then you like confess to them, and then they come to you, and then like, okay, no, you like somebody, you confess to them, they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and if you go out and you throw like a huge hissy fit about it, like, but why, I'm such a good guy, oh, I hate her so much, oh, this is why women it's like an insult. Don't react like that, that's bad. That is toxic. It's toxic. It's toxic. Don't do that. It's bad. Also, I think that's to also tangent a bit, like, you know, because we're on the topic of love and everything. I'm also of the firm mindset of like, there's nothing wrong with liking or like feeling in love, having crushes on like fictional characters either. Even if some people might think that's weird behavior. I don't think so. I think that's just pretty normal come the internet, but some people will take it too far. Like, become so obsessed with the character that they'll be like, that's my character, you're not allowed to have it, blah, 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 blah. I think there are cases of that. And there's also people who like fall for fictional characters that are kind of psycho characters, you know? And that's strange, that's weird. I won't judge, you know, but that's weird. Sussy-wussy, kind of strange. But I won't judge. I think what I want to add on is that I guess it's maybe like, I don't know how far I'm gonna take this ramble. I don't know how long this ramble's been going on. It's going on for a minute. But I think what I want to add is that I'm also someone of the mindset that there are very specific things that you should not be, you know, like falling in love for or loving, or, you know. There are very obvious examples, but the one I'm gonna use here is like serial killers. Like, I know that's like people who like those kind of people are weird. Like, actually, like, it's disgusting. Like, you shouldn't be falling for somebody like that because they've hurt so many people. You don't know who they've hurt, you don't know what they've done, and the fact that you're like, oh, ahaha, so handsome, so pretty, she can ruin me, oh, he can ruin me. Like, no, that's fucking disgusting. Like, that's gross. Like, don't. Again, clarifying, not talking about fictional characters. If you want to crush on a fictional murderer, go ahead, as long as you're not being weird about it. I'm talking about like actual people. But to continue, that's just weirdo behavior for me, honestly, and that's really gross. Because they've hurt people, and you're out here being like, ahaha, so cute, so fun, so handsome, like, let him out, like, he's so handsome. Like, that's such weirdo behavior. Like, it's actually gross, and I hate it. Because it's not uncommon, and there's like a term for them, but I don't remember the term. That kind of love is not good. It's gross and disgusting, in all honesty. On that note, though, too, I think one thing I want to say is, I think the concept of yanderes is super interesting. I think, here's the thing. I feel like in a fictional setting, in a fictional way, I feel like a lot of these more macabre, sort of like taboo, sort of crazy tropes, and you're like, oh, I wish that were me. Like, say, like, oh, I wish I had a yandere girlfriend kind of stuff. Like, I think that's fine. I feel like liking that kind of stuff is fine. It's all about disavowing it in real life, you know? Like, don't... Because that's how I am. Like, I really, really like yandere characters. But I'm also of the mindset of like, oh, fictionally, yes, I love how crazy this character is. And I absolutely want him to suplex me off of a cliff. But in real life, I don't want that. No, thank you. I'm absolutely terrified of that, and I don't want it, and I want it a million feet away from me. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll say exit stage left. No, thank you. But yeah, essentially, my stance is on if you like those kind of things, just like remember that in real life, it's not okay, and we should not glorify that kind of behavior. Because like I said, that kind of behavior, it brings hurt. And what happens when love and hurt mix? You get nothing from it, okay? It's bad. This is so weird because I feel like this is like one of the few times where I've actually been like coherently rambly instead of like disjointedly rambly. Because I think love in general is just such an interesting topic, and what you fall in love with is an interesting topic as well. It's just interesting, you know? But I guess with that being said, fellow heroes, have a lovely day, night, or evening. Remember that you are lovely, you are amazing, and you are valued! And as a firm reminder to tack on at the end of this video, please remember that you deserve love. You deserve the purest form of it. You deserve the love that has you feeling giddy and happy and all this good stuff. And if you're ever in a relationship, or you know, not even with like a partner, but with like, say, like a family, or like a, not in a weird way, I mean like the actual definition of relationships, like your ties with another person. Clarifying that because ugh, gross. You know, with your relationships, you know, that they're the good kind, and they're nice, and they're sweet, and they're okay. But if you're getting hurt from relationships, it's like you should really get out of them. Take better care of yourselves. And don't, you know, it's bad. Don't think that the only relationship that you could have with somebody, platonic or not, loving, platonic, can only have pain with love. But you'll really get nothing at the end of the day, like I said, if you're in a situation like that. Because what's the point of receiving love that's so tender only to have it then added with pain and hurt? So treat yourselves well and good, please.